And a very good afternoon to you, Year 3 Team Viola. It's Miss Amy here, and I thought what a lovely opportunity to make the most of the sunshine, get a bit of fresh air and some salt air out there. So that's why we're out smelling the ocean breeze. Excellent. And out there behind me, I could see a couple of paragliders, and it was really neat. It was just really neat to see that. Now, I hope you're having a lovely week. And what I left you with last week was in flight. That was quite appropriate, particularly when at the beach you can see birds flying like the seagulls, for instance. But now, today, we're going to have a look at song number 9, which is called Lift Off. And there's a couple of things about the lift off, and the important thing is how we lift off with the bow. Now, what do we mean by lift off the bow, Miss Ang? Well, for instance, sometimes we do the down and the up bows. All right, so that's quite normal, a down bow followed by an up bow. All right, but sometimes we may need to start, we might finish a note starting on the down bow, like this. And then the next note we need to do is also a down bow. So that's what we need to do. We have to lift off from the string. So not touching the string, we do an up bow up in the air, almost like a little semicircle. So what I'm going to introduce you to today is actually page 9 in your Viola Time Joggers page, and I'll show you. This is page 9, lift off, okay? Now, what we're going to work on first is learning to lift the bow off the string and doing a down bow like this, for instance on the D string. Lift it off, go up in the air, do a little semicircle like this, and then drop it down and play another down bow. Okay, I'll do that again. So we're doing a down bow first. We'll lift the bow off the strings and do the down bow. All right, have a go. And what we're going to do first is let's do some lifting in the air for all our strings. So just referring, or you don't even have to look at your music for this one. Let's do some lift offs on different strings. Firstly, we're going to start off with the C string. I'll just show you in this angle. Lift off. All right. Okay. Let's try the G string next. Okay. Now let's try the A string. I'll go this direction. Oh, sorry. D string, sorry. And what's next? That's right. It's the A string. Great. All right. We're going to have a look at the song Lift Off. All right. And first of all, let's have a look at what strings are being used in this song. Can anyone tell me which strings we use for the first line? Take a look there. It does have the first finger there. Very good. So that is the D. So the first finger on the D string is the E. So remember what we did last week. Going back to the open strings page, which is over here. And we have the first finger on the D string, which is E. All right. So we're continuing on with that. As you can see, this is E. It's also E for all 4 bars. Okay. So that's a good start, isn't it? Let's have a listen to the music. I'm just going to put my viola down. Okay. This will be song number 9. E, 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 rest. E, 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 rest. E, E, E. Now string. A, rest. 1, 2, 3, rest. A, rest. A. Then we go to E, rest. Open D. Good. And then open A. A. Now this symbol here at the top is, let's have a look, over here, that bit, the little circle. It's like it's got a little umbrella and a dot. Now that symbol is a pause. Okay, you're holding the note, and I'll show you where we can find that information. On the back, in the back of the book, here, we have the music fact finder page. And let's have a look. Just over here, just in the middle, it says, don't get lost. Now that's about directions in the music. So you can see in this particular case here, that sign, if placed above the note, means to pause. So that means to hold on to the note a little bit longer, okay? The pause. So we go back to that song number 9. We like to sometimes pause at the end of a song, okay? It just sort of gives it a nice feeling that it has finished. So that's the reason why we're going to pause in the lift off. We don't need to lift off anymore, and we also don't need to repeat because there's no 2 dots at the end, okay? So pretty much it's a lot of exercises about lifting off from your bow. All right, so that's basically what it's about. Let me help you with the first 4 bars. Really easy. Just remember it's the first finger on the D string. With your viola, making sure that all 4 strings are well tuned before you start. The first finger on the D string, remember, is the first finger E. So what we need to do is down bow, up, down. At the rest, that's where we lift the bow. And we do the next bar. Down, up, down, lift the bow. Bar 3 is exactly the same. And guess what? Bar 4 is exactly the same. E, rest. Have you got that? So let's just try that. We're going to try it with the music, okay? Just those 4 bars. Listen to the little introduction. 2, 3, 4. E, rest. 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 Good. Okay. Now the next line, which open string do we have after the D string? That's correct. Well done. It is the A string. It is the A string. Can you see where it sits now? A string is this particular one. So we've got 4. The next 4 bars are the open A string. All right, so we just played a whole bar on the first top line here. Here, yep, that is all the first finger on the D, which is E. And then now we've got a whole line of open A's. So join me with that. You know where the open A sits now. Actually, what's your favourite open string? Love to know about that. Put your answers in the comments below. And why do you like the sound of that string? For instance, I generally like the lower sounds because it sounds a lot more warm and mellow, the sound. So I tend to like the G's and the C strings sometimes, but it really depends on the music for me. But what's your favourite string? Okay, from bars 5, 6, 7, 8, they're the open strings. And because we are using fingers now, we need to keep our fingers on the fingerboard area. All right, remember the stop sign we talked about last week? We're going to do the same thing. A, rest. A, rest. 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 Excellent. Now, one other thing we want to remember is when we're playing the open A, you're probably thinking, what are we going to do with our fingers? Do we make it like a stop sign like that? Well, actually, as if we're going to play fingers afterwards, which is quite usual, we need to keep our fingers curved over. Can you see, as I'm curling my fingers over like a cave, I'd like you to do the same thing when you're playing the open strings. Whether or not it's the C, the G, the D, or the A string, keep your fingers curled over, just like you're protecting your 4 strings like a big umbrella. Okay, so let's just try bars 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so I'll give you a little bit of an introduction there. Oh, sorry, that went a bit fast. Let's try that. Okay. Okay, good. All right, I'm just going to stop it there. So all we've done today is we're just doing the first 2 lines of lift off. All right, so the first thing is we start off with the first finger on the D string. Remember, the shape of the first finger is like a square. See that? The idea is when you're putting your fingers down, they will have a square shape because you can see the knuckles are bent like so. So let's just work on the first 2 lines of lift off today. Start from the beginning. Get ready. I'll help you count in. If you find the music is a little bit fast, that's okay. You can just practice at your own speed. You don't need to follow the backing at the moment. Just do it at your own speed. But I'll give you a demonstration, and then if you want to join in, that's great. If not, do it at your own time and just pause the recording. So this is number 9, lift off. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bar 4. Bar 5. Open A. See the shape? Like an A. Okay. So if you've got to this stage, well done. Give yourself a big tick at the end of the second line. That would be at the end of bar 8, and then put the date of when you have completed it. If you haven't, that's okay. Just don't tick that section yet. Only tick it when you feel that you can play up to the end of bar 8. So year 3, I think it's really neat to learn about how to lift the bow. Okay, so it's like doing little semicircles in the air, going from a down bow, lifting the bow off the string, and then retaking the bow and doing another down bow. And sometimes that's what happens in our music if we're not able to do an up bow with a note, and we have a couple of beats or a little bit of a rest of silence. That's why we lift the bow up in the air, so we don't make a sound when we're doing the up bow. So have fun with Lift Off, song number 8, and let me know how you're going. Make sure you've got time to practice the other songs as well. So always make sure you can play your first 8 songs before you venture onto this one, song number 9. Have a good week, and if you've got any questions, please send me a question in the comments below. Have a good one and stay safe. See you soon.